Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another match preview. Manchester City against Brentford for the second time in only a couple of weeks. It feels really weird to be saying we're playing Brentford again. But we are. This is a game in hand, but not really game in hand because I am, 99% sure that Liverpool do play the day after us. So game in hand, not really game in hand sort of thing. It's very confusing. I don't really understand it. But before I get into all of that, if you please do us a massive favour and leave a like on this video, it'd be massively appreciated, and subscribe if you are new. May or may not have hit 7k by the time this video has come out. As it currently stands, we are just shy of 7k. And of course, there is a link top line in the description to join the membership program. $3.99 a month. You help support the channel further. Don't feel like you have to, but it is there if you want to do so. And of course, if you missed it this morning, there was a video about a certain French attacker. There will be a card to that video at the end of this one. Go and watch that one. Go and let me know what you think of that one. I won't be discussing it here. I'm discussing City versus Brentford. Not an easy game, of course. Brentford did the double over us last year. I mean, I'm basically saying the same shit I was saying a few weeks ago. I mean, it's hard to really preview that game. To be honest, I could probably just upload the other one, but I will come at you with this one because developments have happened, of course, with the team and fitness and results wise, and how the table stands. So it's worth going over a few things. I think the main place I want to start is just getting the team prediction out the way with, because I think that's kind of where most of it lies. Again, I do these videos 9 times out of 10 before press conferences, pre-match press conferences are released, so I don't have a clue on the state of the squad. I'm just assuming it's the same as it was last time, which is Grealish. I mean, we got the word that he's only going to be out for possibly 10 days, which is great news. But as for the rest of it, I think we're all there, pretty much, for the most part, apart from Vardy, of course. So I'll throw my predicted starting 11 up on screen now, and I say predicted starting 11. It's not a predicted starting 11. It's what I want this time. I've done it a couple of times before, but this is what I want. This is where this is where the big conversation points for me are in this game in terms of personnel, tactics, setup, system. Our last couple of Premier League games, Everton at home, Chelsea at home, we've set up absolutely dreadful. If we're calling a spade, we've set up absolutely dreadful, and it's almost cost us against Everton. It was looking really bleak. Haaland bailed us out. And it did cost us against Chelsea for the most part. Of course, missed chances and all those shots, you'd really say that we had a chance to win. But the main thing is, at least in the first half of both of those games, the setup was just abysmal. And I think it lies in the midfield setup. I really do think it lies in the midfield setup. I'm not a fan of Akanji doing the John Stones role when John Stones is fit and available. If John Stones is not fit and available, of course, then you are looking at maybe not having very much choice. And then Alvarez added into the midfield there as well. It's bad. It's bad. It's baffling. It's really bad. I mean, I've got this thing that I saw on Twitter. I bookmarked it because I wanted to bring it up. That, in the games against the traditional Big Six, played, 6 games, Chelsea twice, the rest of them once. In the one game that we won, it was Manchester United. Midfield 4, this box midfield that we were playing with Stones, Rodri, Bernardo Silva and Alvarez. Alvarez was in there. Granted, I'm basically saying now that he shouldn't be. But that was when Alvarez was in his form. That was when we saw the best of Julian Alvarez. He was, at the top of it at that point in the season. And John Stones was in there. Now, in terms of the rest of the list, I mean, I kind of discount Arsenal because we had no Rodri, there was no box midfield, it was actually just a flat midfield 3 of Kovacic, Bernardo Silva and Rico Lewis. So I kind of almost discount that from this sort of, graphic that I've got in front of me. But as for the rest of them, the 4 draws, they're all the same, bar one, of course, which is the Chelsea, the most recent Chelsea game, 1-1. It's Akanji, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Julian Alvarez, and of course with the 1-1, it's not Bernardo Silva, it's Kevin De Bruyne. But the two, the consistent thing there is Akanji and Alvarez. It just doesn't work. And with Pep deciding to substitute Alvarez off, twice now he's done that, Everton and Chelsea, when we need a goal, and then switch up the system against Chelsea last time out, where Walker bombed on down the right-hand side and Akanji stayed back. I think he's come to the realisation that you can't do that. You can maybe get away with an Alvarez playing in midfield if you have John Stones. You can maybe get away with an Akanji playing in that John Stones role if you don't have Julian Alvarez playing as a number 10. I think that's kind of where I'm sat at it, where I can stomach one of them, but I can't stomach both. I can't do both. I'm sorry, I can't. It's madness. The definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, and it would be just insanity to keep it going. It just doesn't work. We all see it doesn't work. I'm pretty sure Pep now sees it doesn't work. I get, Alvarez has been in good form this season. I get that. So maybe he's just trying to fit him in, because why not? It seems unfair to drop him, but you can't have him and Akanji playing in a box midfield. You can't do it. It just doesn't work. It leaves Rodri all on his own because Akanji doesn't know where to be half the time because he's just not comfortable in that role. And then you just get to Alvarez, who's just not got midfield qualities. His touch is heavy. He's not a great passer of the ball. It's just those sorts of things where it just doesn't work. But again, you could probably get away with one of them because, when you look at that Manchester United lineup with Stones, Rodri, Bernardo Silva and Alvarez, Stones, counteracts that Akanji not knowing where to be. Stones knows where to be, supports Rodri. That's fine. And then you get the balance, then you get the protection, and then if Alvarez lose the ball, it doesn't mean that mean that much. So in terms of how that relates to the team prediction or what I want to see in terms of Brentford is, John Stones comes back in the team and Alvarez drops out as well. Now, granted, again, this is what I want to see, and I don't think it will be that, but John Stones, for me, has to start. I'm sorry, we can't keep a clean sheet to save our lives. Akanji looks lost in the middle of the park. John Stones, there's no reason why he shouldn't be playing. He's fit. He's good to go. Him and Diaz have a great partnership. They have done for years. He should start this game against Brentford. He has to. Because we have to win it. And then the other thing as well is, I've put Alvarez out of here. And that's for the simple fact of Phil Foden in midfield. I don't get it why he's not been playing there. He's got a hat-trick against Brentford. He's been playing the best football of his career, not just of the season, of his career. And since then, he hasn't seen a minute in the middle of the park. It's been Julian Alvarez. So this is what I want to see. And of course, the big one there that I know is not going to happen is Kyle Walker. I mean, the less said about him, the better. I thought we turned a corner after he did his interview. Thought he got it all off his chest. But against Chelsea, it was kind of back to the same old, and I would want to see him dropped. Set an example of, no one's safe in this team. But I know he's going to play. I really do know he's going to play. But I guess that's my rambling over with the team. Let me know what you think of it. Of course, it's more of a what I want than a prediction, so take it with a pinch of salt. I don't think that this is what it's going to be. In terms of my score prediction, this is what I actually think this time. I'm going to go for a 2-0. I hope to God we could keep a clean sheet because we need one. And that basically relies on what Pep decides to do with the team, in my opinion. I think if he goes back to what works last season, we can definitely keep a clean sheet. We can set an example, bounce back, prove that we're still able to go the distance. I mean, I say prove that we're able to go the distance. That's a lot of nonsense. We don't need to prove that. But you know what I mean? Prove that we still have what it takes to be able to defend, to play well, to keep clean sheets. Because we did that a lot last season, and we're lacking, and it's costing us. So that's what I think of the game. You let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Let me know your score predictions. Please leave a like on this video on your way out. It massively helps the channel out. And subscribe if you are new. Again, I don't know if we've hit 7k by this point. I hope that we have, but if not, we're very, very close. So anything to help that goal be reached would be appreciated. And of course, top line of the description, there is a membership link if you want to support the channel further. $3.99 a month, you get some perks, special treatment from us, and it helps support us. Don't feel like you have to, but it is there if you want to. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you post-match where hopefully we've gained some ground.